So if you've been keeping up with Bleach Rebirth of Souls stuff, you probably already know that we just got the first part of the story mode revealed, and many people online seem to be quite divided about it. Some saying good things, some saying bad things, and some like me, a little in between to be honest, and I'll explain why in this video. And I want to start the video off by just skimming through all the negatives and the positives, you know, just to not waste your time. But before I get into that, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 1000 subs as soon as possible, and you can help me out for free by hitting that subscribe button down below, and please do hit that like button too, it helps the video immensely. And yeah, join me on my YouTube journey. But with that said, I'm your boy Kaizen, and let's get straight into it. So firstly, I want to go over the positives. So as for the cutscenes, I know this has been said a lot already, and some people saying we shouldn't be saying this because, you know, not every game does this, but I'm just gonna say it. I'm so glad that we're not doing the whole anime screenshot cutscenes. Yes, I know not every anime game does that, it's the CC2 games and the Jujutsu Kaisen game, but still I just hate that stuff. I would rather average animated cutscene, like very average, rather than those. I mean, I've played the Persona games, and if you play the Persona games, you know, not every cutscene is really well animated. Sometimes it's just the character standing around and just talking, and I'll take that over a screenshot any day, because that just ruins the immersion for me. So I'm so glad they didn't do that. I was quite immersed into the story mode in this video, as in like in the story mode reveal. Now, other than the fact that they actually animated the cutscenes, specifically let's talk about the Ichigo and Rukia talking in his bedroom cutscene, because, you know, not every cutscene is going to be like a dynamic action scene, so I feel like a basic cutscene like that is something good to go off of, because it's like not the lower end, but you know what I mean, they're not going to put extra budget into a scene like that. As for the cutscene, yes, it was mainly just them two talking. I'm very glad that they didn't like cut it super short, because in a lot of other anime games they would have made that like 2 minutes, whereas this one, I'm not sure how long it was, but it was much longer. It didn't seem like they had to cut it down a whole lot. I was happy about that. I was also cool with the direction of it. Like, it wasn't just literally one shot of them talking back and forth. There was like zoom ins, there was them two moving around. The part where Rukia was, I think it was when Rukia was running out the room and the screen went black and white, or it might be when Ichigo charged at her. One of the two, I should put it on screen now, and the screen went black and white. You hear the visual effects, sorry, you hear the audio effects, like you know what I mean. I like that a lot. All of that stuff was great. There's a couple issues. Firstly, I want to address one major, I don't even want to say issue, because I think there's some kind of misunderstanding. It was an issue of the stream, and I'm talking about the shadows. So from the start of the stream, we all saw the same thing. A lot of the shadows seemed so rigid for some reason. It was almost like it looked glitched, to be honest. Like, it didn't look right. Well, if you look at the initial trailers that we got, we see those exact same shots, but with completely fine shadows, like completely fine, no issues, no ridges. So I feel like this was the issue either with the stream or the build they were playing on, or a bit of both, to be honest. It was a glitch. One thing for sure, that won't be part of the game. So I've seen a lot of people talk about the shadows. I'll put the comparisons on screen now, like the actual screenshots from the trailer versus the gameplay. Clearly it was something wrong with this story mode reveal. It won't be like that in the game, so don't worry, rest assured, it will be normal shadows. The character designs look phenomenal, and the environments look phenomenal. But speaking of the character designs, yes, they look great, like the character models look great, but there was one issue that I had, and a lot of people had, with this trailer, and that's the fact that they didn't show some of the characters. They didn't show Karin, Yuzu, I hope I'm saying that right, and Ishin. And also in the beginning when Ichigo is talking to those delinquents, I'm pretty sure they didn't show the delinquents, but they show Ichigo talking to them, I'm pretty sure. What they do show, but they kind of half-assed it, half-assed, whatever, sorry about my accent, was they showed the little girl, the dead ghost, the ghost which Ichigo's talking to, but instead of showing her actual self, they show like a spirit figure, and a lot of people didn't like that. I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to highlight the fact that it was a ghost, because clearly they didn't want to put too much time into that scene for whatever reason. So I guess the astral figure or whatever was to emphasize the fact that she was dead real quick. I get it, but you know, if you look at how she looked in the manga, I thought this was going to be completely uncensored, but clearly they were holding back blood in this part of the story mode. I'll talk about that more later as well, about Rukia. But yeah, they didn't show the girl with blood on her, they just show her as a ghost. it's not a big deal, but I would prefer that they just showed her and then Ichigo talks about how he can see the dead, because that is obviously very important. I'm pretty sure he does talk about it, but they take a different approach. But yeah. And as for Yuzu and Karin and Ishin, very odd that they didn't show that. I know it was more of a comedy scene, you know, when like Ishin is crying to the picture of Ichigo's mom, Masaki. And they did. What I don't like is the fact that they didn't show them at all. But then we literally hear, I think, Karin's voice later on when she's crying for Ichigo's help. Very odd decision. I'm not sure if they cut out stuff from this and if it will be added on later. Because one thing that some people pointed out is that it seems like they cut out stuff. Firstly, when Ichigo transformed into a Soul Reaper, for me, it felt like, you know, when they show the shot of Fishbone D or whatever, the Hollow charging at Ichigo while Rukia is giving her powers to him, that looked cool to me. And by the way, the OST was cool to me. I have no issue with the fact that there's no anime OSTs. It looked great, but then the actual transition into transformation, I was expecting like a transformation sequence. We didn't quite get that. It just suddenly transitions, and I swear to God, I straight away noticed that it felt a bit sudden. And then someone pointed out on Twitter that there was a shot we saw in one of the trailers where Ichigo's transformed and he's like posing up. They didn't show that in this part of the story mode. I don't know if that was cut out or not, because it did look like this whole video of the Ichigo's voice actor Morita-san playing the game. It looked like they did cut out some stuff, you know. We literally see them transition suddenly, and maybe they cut out scenes that hopefully it will be added back. I don't know. Like, I think right after Ichigo defeats Fishbone D, suddenly they edit it so it transitions to like a later part. I can't remember, but yeah. Now, voice acting wise, everything was perfect. I'm so glad the whole thing is voice acted. I'm so glad the whole thing is animated, whether it's perfect or not. It is at least, you know, the immersion is there, you know. It's an actual playthrough of the story. And speaking of the story, it looks like they're taking RPG elements for the approach for this story and not like a level based story. So it won't be like Sparking Zero where, oh, click this to play this level, click, and then you go into the next one, you unlock the next level, oh, click this to fight Renji, then you go to the next one, click this to fight Byakuya. It doesn't look like it'll be like that, and it does seem like there will be some kind of traversal in the game, but we'll have to see. They definitely seem to be taking RPG elements. There's the whole level up system which seems to have been revealed, maybe like a stat boost thing. Also, we do know we unlock these I don't even know what they call it. Like, I think part of it comes with the pre-order bonus and the deluxe edition bonus where you level up, like I think your attack and your defense and stuff like that. Hopefully that's completely story based stuff. I'm pretty sure it is, and yeah, it's probably to do with the RPG elements and leveling up Ichigo. I'm not going to talk about the gameplay too much because this is not what this is about, but obviously we know that the gameplay looks great for Rebirth of Souls. As for the Fishbone D fight, yes, it was quite quick, but I'm guessing it's because it's like a tutorial mission. In fact, I'm pretty sure the tutorial stuff will carry on even after this mission. And also, canonically, this fight was very quick in the anime and the manga, so that makes complete sense. And I know I already talked about the character models, but also I just love the way that they were animated. Yes, I know people were complaining about the lip sync. I don't know if that was because of the whole streaming thing, similar to how the shadows were glitched. Maybe that was affecting the lip syncing as well. It wasn't the worst, like it wasn't Jump Force level where it was like a PS2 character model standing, his lips are just moving randomly while somehow we can hear the characters talking. It wasn't like that. There was like some resemblance, and also it wasn't just the characters standing like a PS2 figurine. They were actually animated to an extent. They weren't just standing completely still like a PNG with their lips moving. And also the character models looked great. Like, I don't know if I'm imagining this, but I'm pretty sure I don't remember Rukia having visible lips. Maybe I'm just remembering it wrong, but you could see like her actual mouth. And I'm hoping it will look better when you actually play the game. And I'm hoping that it also carries over in the dub as well, because I will be playing this in English dub, and I watch Bleach in dub proudly. I also watch Bleach in sub as well, so I just love Bleach, and I love anime dub and sub. But yeah, speaking of the character models, also the facial expressions were great. Like, one scene that emphasized this was when Rukia, I can't remember exactly what she was saying because the video wasn't subtitled, but I think it was when she was realizing that Ichigo had taken all her powers, or something like that, or maybe when she realized he can sense the hollow, and you can literally see her eyes transition from being normal, and then she's in shock. She closes her eyes for a second to blink, she opens them, and her eyes do that, you know, that blank face expression, that eye expression that anime characters do when they're going crazy. I love that. I love the expression. That's pretty much it. Personally, I'm completely happy with the music, and yeah, I look forward to them revealing more stuff about this game. And it's clear that there is some stuff to improve, but they have been improving this game, let's not forget. Like, they improved Ukiyora's transition into his awakened form and stuff like that. They have improved several things, and I think they will continue to do so. They clearly care a lot about this game. It's the first Bleach console game in a long time, so while I do want to go easy on them, I also don't think we should just be yes men and say, oh yes, everything they do is perfectly fine. No, it's completely fine to point out any issues, and that's because we care about this game. As long as we don't just blindly hate, and also we don't just blindly accept anything, you know what I mean? And that's partly why I made this video. But do let me know your thoughts down below. I'm sure some of you may disagree with some of what I said, and I'm sure some of you agree with what I said. Some of you may absolutely love what we saw from this story reveal, and some of you might absolutely despise it, as I've seen some people say on Twitter, saying they'll skip the story mode completely, which is kind of wild because I feel like you're probably going to need to play a story for this game. But yeah, maybe some people are just going to skim through it. But yeah, do let me know, and also do hit that subscribe button down below, because you have no idea how important it is to me. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs as soon as possible, and I'm in this for the long run, you know. So you can be an OG on my YouTube journey by hitting that subscribe button and being in the first 1,000 subs to subscribe to this channel, you know. Imagine one day if I'm a big channel, you can say you're an OG. And also hit that like button, it helps immensely. And also, you should see some videos of mine on screen. I do videos on Bleach Rebirth of Souls and Dragon Ball Sparking Zero and anime games in general. So do check those out. Follow my Twitter in the description below. I talk a lot on there about anime and other stuff, gaming, all that stuff. And yeah, I've been your boy Kaizen, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.